So thank you for being here. Thank you for covering this news story. Actions like this, proactive police work of the Providence police officers and our partnerships with federal agencies is what makes the city safe. Today we're here to highlight the outstanding police work of members of the Providence Police Department Narcotics Division with the assistance of agents from the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, as well as the assistance of our State Attorney General's office. The partnership and collaboration that we have with our federal partners, such as ATF, provides resources that support the law enforcement operations that we conduct day in and day out in the city of Providence. It improves public safety and brings criminals to jail, as you can see. I want to thank also the resident agent in charge of the Providence Field Office, Robert J. White, and Assistant Special Agent in charge of the Boston Field Office, Ross Marchetti, for their support and assistance. Thank you for being here. Much appreciated. Without the resources, we couldn't do anything, to be honest with you. These items right here is what causes problems in our city. It's unfortunate, and I'll tell you, that's not something we'll tolerate. It's not going to be tolerated. The Providence Police Department is proactively making sure that the city is safe. I appreciate it, and I know the citizens appreciate it, and it's something that we'll continue to do. I would like to turn it over to the Honorable Mayor Brett Smiley for his statements.
Thank you, Colonel. Good afternoon, good morning, everybody. I also would like to thank our partners at ATF and the Attorney General for their support, and for the Police Department in West Warwick, who was also cooperative in helping with this important seizure today. I want to commend the incredible work of the Providence Police Department. We've got a police department that I'm extraordinarily proud of, and all the residents in Providence should be as well. Chief Perez, Commander Lanny, Major LePayton, all the detectives and investigators involved. Increasing public safety is a top priority for me as mayor, and a top concern of all the residents here in Providence. And that's why it is great to highlight this success today, because Providence is a little bit safer as a result. The illegal guns that were seized that you see in front of you today, we seized, in addition to the guns, several high-capacity magazines, hundreds of rounds of ammunition. Several of the guns were ghost guns or had the serial numbers obliterated. These are not legal firearms. They were not purchased for the purpose of legal use. And so we are very happy that Providence is a little bit safer. Our hardworking men and women in Providence Police Department have a hard job on a good day. And so it's important to lift up their good work when they are able to have a success like this. It's also important to note that we had an important seizure of unregulated marijuana in our city, which will also make the lives of our residents a little bit safer and a little bit healthier today. The Providence Police have and continue to have my full support to continue to do the important police work that they do day in and day out. And it's nice to be able to stand up here and acknowledge and recognize that hard work, and I hope that the residents of Providence see that and feel a little bit safer today than they did yesterday because of this important seizure. I'll turn it back to the Colonel. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And I'll be remiss if I didn't thank the officers under the command of Lieutenant Allen, who's here, Detective Silver, Detective Tesares, and Special Agent Crook from from the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Great job. Thank you very much for your work. I now would like to turn it over to the Attorney General's office for, actually, I'm sorry, to turn it over to the Assistant Agent in charge of the Boston Field Office, Ross Marchetti.
Hey, good morning. Thanks again for coming this morning. I'll echo the same sentiments that have already been said. ATF thrives on its partnership with our state and local counterparts. Our mission at its core is to reduce gun violence in our communities and make them safer. This investigation just highlights how the resources of ATF combined with the intelligence and the drive of our state and local partners leads to success. As a result of the hard work that was done by multiple agencies from multiple jurisdictions, focused on a common desire to make our community safer, resulted in a fantastic conclusion to a very complex investigation. And the results of that are displayed in front of you. So again, very simply, ATF is proud of its relationship with its state and local counterparts, and we appreciate the attention that you're giving to the hard work that was done by all today. Thank you.
Thank you. Definitely, it was a complex situation, and actually, also I want to thank the West Warwick Police Department for their assistance. I started in Providence and it all the way out to West Warwick, so thank you for that. And it's so complex that actually all this stuff gets referred to the Attorney General's office, and I'd like to call him up for his statement.
Thank you, Colonel, I want to congratulate all of the agencies that were involved in this case. And when I say all the agencies, that's really the point of what we've been trying to do over the last several years, which is leverage our collective resources to make the citizens of Providence and beyond Providence safer. You know, ATF and Providence Police do a fantastic job in Providence. But we also know that people who engage in criminal activity in Providence sometimes lay their heads at night elsewhere and sometimes keep their unlawful materials elsewhere, firearms and narcotics. This is a perfect example of that. And so I really commend that partnership. It's what our Urban Violent Task Force has attempted to do. It's why I've sworn in Providence Police detectives as investigators under my authority to give us the ability to go beyond Providence and make all Rhode Islanders safer. The other thing I want to emphasize is that this case is a good example of why we have passed stronger gun legislation in the last several years. If you look at what is seized in this case, you will see why we advocated for and why the General Assembly had the wisdom to pass those laws. You know, on the table before you are ghost guns, guns without serial numbers. On the table before you are polymer 80 guns, guns that can be built from buying parts online and that are unregulated or were unregulated until recently. What you will see in this case eventually, if not today, are extended magazines. Magazines that hold multiple rounds that again put more rounds in the air and make Rhode Islanders less safe. And so today, for me, today is about the wisdom of stronger gun laws. It helps us make Rhode Islanders safer by getting these guns off the street in partnership, broad partnership between state and local and federal agencies, again, to make all of us more safe. So I want to thank the Colonel, and I want to thank the Mayor and all the law enforcement agencies that were involved in this case, and in particular, the men and women on the ground who investigated this case, who aren't standing up here because they have the good wisdom to stand in the back. So thank you for all of your great work.
Thank you, General. Now I would like to turn it over to Major Dave LaPayne to give you the details of the operations, this complex operation.
Thank you, Colonel. Morning. Philip Di Bartolo, age 38, is the person who was arrested for being in possession of these guns and this marijuana. We conducted search warrants at two locations, 660 Douglas Avenue in Providence and 147 Coesit Ave, Apartment B in West Warwick. This was a joint investigation with ATF, assisted by the Attorney General's Office, West Warwick Police Department. As you see, 20 guns confiscated. 7 of those 20 are ghost guns. 2 of the 7 are AR-15s, they're very dangerous weapons. We're very grateful for the detectives and federal agents that got these guns off the street, because just by looking at this table in front of us, we know there's lives that are saved. And again, thank you. 44 pounds of marijuana. You know, even we look at the marijuana there. We know we have stations that sell it legally, but we don't know how this is processed, what it's tainted with, and how many lives could be taken with that either. All around, it was a good job. We thank our federal partners, ATF, BJ White, who leads the Rhode Island team, who we work with a lot, and we do appreciate your help, BJ, and we have liaisons with every federal branch in the state, and it really pays off at times like this, you'll see. There's not really much I can tell you about the investigation, just that we did have probable cause for search warrants. He was the target, and he was taken down, and this is what was confiscated. If there's any questions about the case itself, I'll take them now.
Did he have any prior criminal history?
he had quite a bit of things in it. In fact, he was on federal probation. So there was plenty, and a lot of it was weapon violations. So he'll be going back to prison, I would imagine.
Where was he physically taken into custody?
Douglas Avenue. Detectives waited for him to come out of his apartment, as we usually do.
Can you give us like a time frame of the investigation, how long it took over?
It took about 3 months, and it was, he was arrested at 12:45 p.m. yesterday.
Has he been processed in arraigned? When can we expect him in court?
Probably this morning, so I'm not
He's
sure.
already in court this morning?
I would believe so, yes. Okay. Okay, anything else?
What's the spelling of his name?
I'll give it to you after.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's nothing else, again, I would like to mention the fact that it's proactive police work that the Providence police officers, men and women, do on a daily basis that keep violent crime down in our city. Every American city has suffered from an uptick in violence, but the men and women in this department are consistent, are tireless doing that police work, which is what helps to keep our city safe. So thank you very much, and that'll end this press conference. Unless you have a question, go ahead, sir.
Chief, could you just talk about the type of danger the officers are involved when you're dealing with a suspect that has this type of firepower?
It's dangerous. These are dangerous calls. Making gun apprehensions is not an easy arrest. Like I said, day in and day out, we have officers on every shift, and when you have a firearm, you're either going to run, you're going to take off. It could be a hot pursuit, it could be a vehicle pursuit. So it's tactical training, officers understanding the dangers to society and public safety when they encounter individuals that are possessing this type of items. But again, it's the training of the officers, the experience of the officers, and it's what makes the Providence Police Department such an outstanding police department. We're good at what we do, and I said that before, and I'm proud of saying that again. So.
¿Algún mensaje en español para la comunidad o los usuarios?
Sí, verdaderamente son situaciones en las cuales estas armas son peligrosas, afectan a nuestra comunidad, la seguridad de nuestra comunidad, pero lo que es la acción de la policía, las partners que tenemos con las organizaciones federales como ATF, es lo que ayuda a mantener esta sociedad tranquila y segura. Nosotros vamos a continuar con esa meta de asegurarnos de que nuestra comunidad esté segura.
Question for either you or Mayor Smiley on St. Patrick's Day parade. Any security plans already in place?
We have that. We do that every year. We do, it's nothing new to us, so we continue to do that. We'll make sure that we'll be there in force to ensure that that is safe. We send a message to the community to make sure that they understand that if they're going to drink and things of that nature, remember that they're putting themselves in danger and our community members in danger. But we'll be there. As a matter of fact, we'll be there in the parade, and I'm looking forward to it. So, thank you.